guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Hyundai in St. Pete, Florida, and guess what? I have that all new, totally redesigned SUV that still has a lot of people talking. It's this one right here. This is a 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. This is the top dog trim known as the Calligraphy, but guess what? This is a Calligraphy hybrid. But before we get into this mid-size SUV with that three-row flexibility, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Santa Fe, like I've told you in the past, that was Hyundai's first crossover SUV. It goes all the way back to the year 2000. Well, guess what? Fast forward to modern day, a lot of brands have a lot of crossover SUVs. And what's interesting is that when it comes to midsize, there's a lot of different ways you could get your midsize. Some brands have 2 rows, some brands have 3 rows, some brands have big midsize SUVs and kind of smaller midsize SUVs. Now the Palisade still exists. This does not replace the Palisade in any way, but this is actually a little bit smaller of a midsize SUV compared to the Palisade. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for that luxury touch, but you don't want to drop big luxury money, say on a BMW or an Audi or a Mercedes-Benz, do you go with the Calligraphy trim of the Santa Fe, or do you go with a Mazda CX-90 PHEV, that plug-in electric hybrid? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Calligraphy hybrid and find out. Right off the bat, this color, all new for 2024. It's called Rockwood Green, and it really has a nice metallic olive shade of color. So depending on how much light there is, right now there's some overcast, clouds are coming and going, it makes it look a little bit more like a flat olive color, but once the sun comes out, it actually starts to sparkle. Now at the front of the business, of course you're gonna get that same redesigned aesthetics. We have the big, huge H, daytime running lamp and turn signal, obviously H for Hyundai. We have the double LED projector beam headlights, some gloss black, but you do have functional corner air curtains. Now, as we come across the front center stage of this Santa Fe, a lot of people, including yours truly, has been comparing the style to a Land Rover. I mean, this looks like a little bit smaller version of a Land Rover Defender. And that should give you an idea that this is not the same size as a Defender. It's a little bit smaller, but you'll notice up top how the daytime running lamp runs all the way across the front. You do have a little bit of functionality, forward-facing camera, and don't worry too much about all this gloss black because these are doors that open and close. As soon as you fire up this vehicle, the doors open to allow cool air to come flow through. On the bottom portion, we have some gloss black accents with some flat black, and there is an intercooler behind there because this does have a turbocharged power plant combined with the electric motor. That's what makes it a hybrid. And then I like the way they're doing this little design on the bottom lip, this sort of ridges. It's like Ruffles potato chips. Get yourself some sour cream Ruffles and a big old thing of onion dip, French onion dip. That is gonna make you a very happy person. And what makes this SUV very happy are the ridges on the bottom. Now, as we rise up, you have that Hyundai badge. I like the way they went with the flat black. And then you'll notice a nice big broad hood. I think that's what gives this generation of the Santa Fe just a little bit more oomph, whereas the previous generation and the ones that followed before it were a lot more rounded. This one is nice and broad. Now, as we come around the bend, because we have the top trim, the Calligraphy, we got some big banging wheels. 20-inch wheels, satin black, multi-spoke design. I'm loving the look of them. Let me know how you feel about them in the comment section. If you're wondering, well, what's the size of the tire? 255 on the width, 45 series sidewall, and you'll notice on the Calligraphy how we have the gloss black around the fender openings. I really feel, especially like with the Calligraphy trim being the top trim, those should be painted. Let me know in the comment section, but you'll notice great style that they brought. Even the way, look at all the details into the corner of the headlight housing with your side marker light. Coming down that nice indentation, you do have this Santa Fe badge. I could do without this ridge area here. It's like, what is this, like a comb or something? But it's not functional, so just take that off. We don't need that. But I do like the way it says Santa Fe. Of course, you're gonna have color matched on the mirror caps, LED turn signals, 360-degree cameras. We have nice, large raised roof rails and a panoramic, well, yeah, split panoramic sunroof. Along the bottom, it's a little bit of a mixture of gloss black with some flat black. And I like the way, if you notice, I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing it in. I like the way it extends out. Gives it some nice character from the side of the vehicle. You do have color matched on the door handles. And as we work our way back, you see this part here? This is not gloss black, this is actually a window. So you get lots of natural light coming into the vehicle. You'll also notice something very similar like what you would find on a Land Rover Defender. There are accessory hard bags that you could attach to this. So if you're gonna go beyond the distance, if you're going the distance, you'll be able to have those bags here to put extra supplies in. Coming towards the rear, love the size of the quarter glass. Everything seems to be going great, right? Where it all kind of gets a little zonk filled is gonna be the back. First of all, I don't like the way it's angled low. It almost looks like a sagging booty, and I don't like a sagging booty. What I do like, though, is that they don't have an exposed wiper. The wiper just swings down. You got the Santa Fe name all spelled out for you in case you forgot the cities in the states around the country. H-Track, that means this has all-wheel drive with the hybrid badge. And then as we go all the way down, like we started, you're gonna have the gloss black with the ridges here on the back bumper area. But I think it's kind of a combination of the angle of the vehicle and where they have the taillights positioned that makes the booty look a little saggy. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this new Santa Fe. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath the hood, like I said, when you go with a standard Santa Fe, you're gonna have a totally different power plant. This being a hybrid has a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline four paired to one electric motor. Gives us 232 horsepower, 271 pound-feet of torque. It does have a 6-speed automatic. That's a true torque converter, traditional automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in about 7.5 seconds. Top speed around 128 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 4,400 pounds. And the great news is 35 MPGs in the city and 34 on the highway. So to me, that's really significant. Of course, it weighs about 4,500 pounds, and you have that all-wheel drive, which remember, it's front-wheel drive base, and then power gets sent to the rear wheels. Now, if we're comparing this to the CX-90 PHEV, that has a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline four paired with the electric motors, and that one, remember, is rear-wheel drive based with power going to the rear wheels and also to the front wheels. This is front-wheel drive base with power going to the rear wheels. So a little bit different, plus you can drive with the CX-90 PHEV a certain amount of miles on pure EV. So something to think about. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid. Boy, oh boy, I mean, over 30 MPGs in the city and the highway with this thing. That's kind of crazy. But you know what? The CX-90 is pretty darn nice, if I do say so myself. So if you're looking between these two, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Price, the cheddar, as they say. I feel weird saying that. But anyways, how much cheese, how much cheddar do you need for this Santa Fe Hybrid? You're looking at $50,400, being a calligraphy top trim. Let's see how it stacks up to the mighty Mazda, to the door panels. Something totally fresh and different. You actually have two-tone, but it's an olive green with a beige. Really makes it pop in here. I do like the way they have the soft touch material up top with the stitching. That aluminum finish there, style finish, shows you don't have to use gloss black, for God's sakes. And then you have a real bamboo style wood finish on that upper portion. You'll notice the armrest, nice stitching, no gloss black. And then down in that green door pocket, you can get yourself a big Impossible Burger and some sweet potato fries, plus a kombucha to wash it down, and we have the Bose sound system. Now going from the door panel to the dash, same thing. The two-tone, something fresh, something different with the stitching. You do have a door here. That's where you're gonna wanna keep your Hot Pockets, your Tostino's pizza rolls, and then down below we have the required Twinkie tray. Very, very important. A baker's dozen of Twinkies. You'll notice how H is everywhere. They want to make sure you know Hyundai starts with the letter H. H, H, H on the front. H here. Come on in. What do we have? 12.3-inch infotainment system. Full touchscreen capability, of course. It's got all the usual apps and icons. You could go into your seat selection, do all the seat warmers, all that good stuff right from the infotainment. We even have our hybrid screen, which is great because that's going to allow you to see the battery, the power, all that great stuff. Let me throw it into reverse. Camera resolution is pretty damn good. I gotta be honest with you, especially the 360-degree camera. Put it back into park. There's our start-stop button. You have real knobs and switch gear, dual climate control with your touchscreen here. Ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Then down below you got your drive mode, hill descent control, your cameras, front-wheel drive lock, or I say front-wheel drive lock, 4-wheel drive lock, that's where it locks the center diff, 2 USB-Cs, 2, not 1, but 2 wireless chargers. Haven't you ever fought with the front seat passenger for the wireless charger? Down below, you got a 12-volt, which is nice, and you got enough room down here where you could easily put your favorite stuffed animal Pokemon or Pikachu. I know a lot of you like to collect Pikachus. You go catch the Pikachus. This is where you put it. Catch the Pokemons. 2 cup holders. And then, of course, we have the Alien suppository key fob. See the letter H? It's kind of weird how it's shaped like this, but it does the job. It's got remote start. You do have semi-soft on the armrest. Lift this up. What do we have? Who the heck put this in here? That's probably Steven. Anyways, you can fit a big ball of plastic. But seriously, what you can put in here, you actually have a lot of room. You got this little removable tray. Whoa! Dang, man. Steven, you know that Voltron figurine that you got that's about 14 inches tall? You could fit in here. So if you have Voltron, if you like to collect Voltron like Steven does, you could put that in here. This is sort of reminding me, I remember back in school, we used to make tape balls. Remember tape balls? You take tape and just go round and around and around, and then you throw it at somebody. That's what you do. I'm gonna throw it at Steven. And then it goes down nice. Seats, the leather, H for a Hyundai. Perforated, the bolstering, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver. You even have the chauffeur seats, which you can move the seat right from the buttons on the side. And we have a split panoramic sunroof. So you got standard size up front, a bigger one for the people in the back. This one opens up, which is nice. And we have the Velveteen Rabbit super soft microfiber Alcantara headliner. And, whoa, this is gonna be weird. And we have a digital rearview mirror, which you can see this lady here with her dog. I don't know if she realizes that she's live on Rady's Rise right now. Let me get that out of here before she does anything weird. But why don't you come over here to the business side? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Santa Fe. All right, guys, here we are, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. I like the Santa Fe name, the aluminum sill plate. You do have all your seat controls, easy to get to. You could even, look at this, real nice to have these adjustments so easily. I'm 6 feet tall. There's plenty of room in here. Now, there is more room in a Palisade because it is a little bit larger, but compared to the CX-90, I think we're going tit for tat when it comes for size. Now, steering wheel, I tell you, imitation must be the greatest form of flattery because this looks like it just came out of a Land Rover Defender. Almost 100% identical. I do like the way they put the silver trim, no gloss black. If you ever wonder what the heck does this mean, that's Morse code for the letter H for Hyundai. You do have paddles on the back of the wheel, and you do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, which I thought that was weird not having a power one. But of course, we have that beautiful 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. You have your different drive modes, Eco, Sport, My Drive, and Snow. My Drive is where you set up all your preferences, and you also have your corner cameras, which Mazda doesn't have anything like that. And I really like the way that Hyundai does that technology. Plus a head-up display. So they got you covered technology-wise. Let's see what the mid-row and the third row has to bring in this Santa Fe. Let's get to it. All right, guys, backseat time. And you know what? They really know how to maximize the space in the new Santa Fe. You get the same great seats, but you know what the zonk's gonna be, right? What the heck is going on? Can't we just get a little bit wider armrest for an actual human arm? But I'll flip it up out of the way. The seats do slide and they do recline. I like the way they have AC vents. You see the letter H on its side? AC vents in the frame rail. Even smart things, like you see these little hooks, this is for the wires, so that if you're using the USB-Cs on the back of the seat, you could wrap your phone wire around there. Large enough pockets. You could put a couple issues of Gundam Today or Pokemon Times. I know Steven has subscriptions to both. And then in the back, check this out. What does this do? You have a little cubby here. This is where you could keep all your Lego pieces. So if you're gonna build a Lego on a road trip, keep all the pieces here so people don't step on them. And then you even could get access to the plastic ball from the back seat. So if you have a bag of chips in there, you don't have to say, pass the chips, pass the chips. Get yourself your chip yourself. You're 10 years old, be an adult. But sitting here like this, feels good. You got the manual security shade. Like I said, the seats, man, they slide nice. Super slide in action. Just a stupid armrest. And they are power folding seats, which that's pretty fancy in a Santa Fe. And they're heated, 3-stage heated, no ventilated. They should have done, I would give up the electric adjustment to have ventilated seats, because as you can see, I'm sweating profusely. But you know what? Let's get into the third row and see if there's enough room in there for a hot, sweaty Joe Rady. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, as the sweat drips from my pores, I'm sitting back here in this third row. Thank God we have third row AC, and I have my own controls, which I'm gonna blast that on me because it's hot and humid in Florida. I can't take it, it's ridiculous. USB-Cs, home power source, 2 cup holders. My knees are too high. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, you can see how high my knees are. The seats are soft and they do lean back nicely. I'm not close to the headliners, just my knees are way too high. But like I said, if you really want to treat your passengers in the third row like the people in the mid row and the front row, get yourself a full-size SUV. That's the only way to do it. So there are going to be some sacrifices, but you know what? I feel like as long as the people in the mid row don't slide their seat back, I'll feel good. But once they slide the seat back, then I'm gonna have to flick them right in their ear and tell them to move it up because they're hurting my knees. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area because I wanna take you for a drive in the Santa Fe. All right, guys, cargo area time. It's really weird. I'm sure from your perspective, I look like the Jolly Green Giant next to this Rockwood Green Santa Fe, the way that it's leaning back, because as you can see, I could easily go past the roof line. But with that being said, let's go ahead and push the button. Nice electric assist. Of course, on the calligraphy trim, you're gonna get electric assist. What you're gonna find is I left the third row up, and I even left the condoms. These are the leather condoms that they put on the headrests from the factory so that they're protected. Always wear your condom for protection, especially on your headrest. 14.6 inches of cargo space with that third row up. How hard is it to put the seats down? Not difficult at all. I mean, look at this. Boom. Now you're looking at around 40 cubic feet of space. And if you want an exact number, I'm gonna give you an exact number. It's actually 40.5 cubic feet of space. Now, let's kind of pause for a second before we go anywhere else. We do have a 12 volt. We have those USB-Cs that I tried to tell you from the third row, USB-Cs and the AC vents. And I like the way Hyundai puts actual controls. Look at that knob. That's actually the controls for the AC in the third row. So you don't have to be a peasant. You can be in charge of your own life, and you even have a home power source back there. Of course, the mid row will fold down flat. That gives you almost 80 cubic feet of space. So that means, guess what? You could go to the store and get yourself that big 90-inch television you always wanted, because now you have room to fit it in there and take it home. But you know what? I want to take you for a drive. I don't want to take you home yet. I want to take you for a drive. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a spin in our Santa Fe H-Track Hybrid. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy Hybrid. And right away, I just love how everything is organized in here. I mean, Hyundai has proven that they really know how to set up an interior. Well within reach, that an infotainment system. I have the charging there for you so you can see what's going on with the hybrid system. And what's great is that visibility is fantastic in this SUV. Now, if you are going to be stepping up from, say, a Tucson or maybe even a Kona, the great news is you're going to feel awesome because there is tons of space within this vehicle. And it really allows you to feel comfortable behind the wheel. Pulling away from the light, nice throttle response. Let's go on throttle, shall we? On throttle, here we go. 6-speed drops down and we are off and running. So you're getting the all-wheel drive and you're getting crazy MPGs. To me, in a SUV this size, to get 35 miles per gallon, wow, that is impressive, especially with all-wheel drive. But going down the road, seats are comfortable. The tech in here is stupendous. And even though it's not a race SUV, it still has pretty good power. All right, guys, let's do an acceleration test again from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. All grip, no slip. And the wonderful thing is that with the electric motor, you're getting a good amount of torque off the line. It's really masking any kind of boost lag from the 1.6 liter turbocharged engine. And when you're comparing this to the Mazda CX-90 PHEV, I think that's one of the biggest separators, is that has a naturally aspirated engine compared to a turbocharged power plant. But going down the road, the 6-speed automatic shifts really nicely. I know that there has been some talk, especially in the Santa Fe forums, about people's transmissions failing. But, you know, this one seems to be shifting just fine. And, I mean, the bottom line is that's why the vehicle comes with a warranty, is to kind of help you when you're having issues, especially like a transmission failing. But having the 3-row flexibility, having so many different ways to option this thing, especially this one being the top calligraphy trim, is really nice. They did a great job on the sound insulation, the acoustic glass, the thickness of the side glass. It really feels like this vehicle should cost even more than what it does, just because of all the different things that you're getting here. That's what's really nice about it. The tech, the luxury. I mean, Nappa leather, two-tone leather on the steering wheel. I mean, these are things that once upon a time you didn't get in a Hyundai, and now obviously the tables are turning very easily. But to work through the infotainment system feels absolutely fantastic. Very easy to go through the different options. Excuse me, I'm getting a little choked up. But nice to have the grip level, the all-wheel drive, not a lot of body roll, which is good, but it's comfortable. 20-inch wheels, don't be afraid of 20-inch wheels, because the tire technology has changed to where it's very smooth. And then don't forget the head-up display. I mean, that's just another nice feature that is brought to the table. We could bring up our cameras, which are really nice. I mean, look at the technology here. Can't do that in the CX-90. On throttle, here we go. The shifts are very, very smooth, and I think the other thing I like about the hybrid is that it masks the little bit slower takeoff that you have when it comes to this being an 8-speed DCT transmission. So this has an 8-speed DCT, not an 8-speed traditional torque converter automatic transmission. It's a dual clutch transmission, which the Hyundai's, it gives it a slowish kind of delay in takeoff, but with the electric motor, it kind of negates all that, which is nice. But all the storage space you have, the dual wireless charging, which is nice, all the connectivity makes this really class leading when it comes to all the special touches that it has. But I hope that this has been a good overall review of what this Santa Fe Calligraphy Hybrid is bringing to the table. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up at Crown Hyundai, so I'll see you in a nanosecond. All right, guys, it's been a hot day. It's been a sweaty day, but it's been a worthwhile day being here at Crown Hyundai. Definitely got to thank Casey and the rest of the crew getting us one of their very first, this Rockwood Green. Look how it has a nice pearlescent flake to it. Santa Fe Hybrid. Let me know what you think. Calligraphy trim, all the bells and whistles. Are you going this route or are you going CX90? Which way are you gonna do it? Let me know in the comment section, but if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. We need to give it up to the Flood man, Stephen Flood. Yesterday he brought the rain. Now somebody's just bringing hot, sunny, humid air. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do and your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.